Good morning, Year 5, and welcome to your Thursday maths lesson. We are going to, once again, like we did last Thursday, develop our arithmetic skills this morning, looking at a range of 10 questions you might find on an arithmetic paper. Question number 1. 4 times 5 equals 25, subtract something. Equals means balanced on both sides, so 5 times 4 is 20. So to make it 20 on this side, I've got to subtract 5 from 25 to allow that to happen. So each side now equals 20. Question 2. Something equals 1 subtract 0.2. 1 subtract 0.2 is 8/10, or as a decimal, 0.8. So if this side equals 0.8, this side has got to equal 0.8. Question number 3, 7 squared. We have practiced our square numbers quite a lot over the last few months. 7 squared means 7 times 7, which gives us the answer 49. Question number 4, multiplying by 1,000. Multiplying by 1,000, I move my digits 3 places to the left because I have 3 zeros here. Dividing by 1,000, I move my zeros 3 places to the right. Write my number 51 into my place value grid. Remember I said draw these out if you ever get a times in by 10, 100 and 1,000 question, if you need it. Multiply the 5, or move the 5 3 places, 1, 2, 3. Move the 1 places, 3 places, 1, 2, 3. Put your place value holders in. As you've made the number 1,000 times greater, you've now got the number 51,000 in here at the end. Your question number 4 is similar, but it's dividing by 1,000. So you draw your place value grid out again. You're going to be moving your digits 3 places to the right. Question number 5, dividing using the bus stop method. 7,529 divided by 2. How many groups of 2 can I make from 7? I can make 3 with 1 to exchange. How many groups of 2 can I make from 15? I can make 7 with 1 to exchange. How many groups of 2 can I make from 12? I can make 6 with nothing to exchange. Groups of 2 from 9, I can make 4 with 1 remaining, which we write next to the letter R. 3,764, remainder 1. Question number 6, multiplying a decimal by a whole number. You do this using the bus stop method. No, we don't. Use it using the column method. Don't forget your decimal point. Write your calculation out. Put your operation in at the side. Draw your lines. First thing to do before you do anything in terms of mathematical calculations is put your decimal point in. Decimal point always in a line underneath each other. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 8 is 32. Add on my 1 is 33. 2 times 4 is 8. Add on my 3 is 11. 113.6. Question number 7. 314 equals 700, subtract something. You put 314 at this side, 700 at this side, and you're going to try and find the difference between. So you could do a big jump of 86 to get to 400. And then 400, 700, you're adding on 300. Then you total up what your difference is, which in this case will be 386, and that will give you your final answer. Question number 8, long multiplication. We've done quite a lot of practice on this quite recently. We really should be okay with this by now. Write your numbers out. Draw your lines. You can do your brackets at the side if you want, which would be 663 times 3 and then 663 times 20. You don't have to though, as I've said, if you don't want to. 3 times 3 is 9. 6 times 3 is 18. Exchange the 1, put the 8 down. 6 times 3 again is 18. Add on your exchange 1 would be 19. Circle the 2, put the 0 down because you're timesing by 20, not by 2. So to make the number 10 times bigger, I put my 0 in as my place value holder before I start. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 times 2 is 12. So you've got 2 here and an exchange there. 6 times 2 again is 12. Add on that exchange, which would be 13. 9 add 0 is 9. 8 add 6 is 14. 9 add 2 is 11. Add the 1 is 12. 3 add 1 is 4. Add the exchange 1 is 5. 1 add 0 is 1. 15,249. What's your final answer? Question 9. 4/7 of 203. So a fraction of an amount question, but a little bit trickier than the one that you had last week. So we remember what we said. You take the whole number, divide it by the denominator. So 203 divided by 7. 7's, how many groups of 7 can I make from 2? I can't make any, so exchange the 2 over, put the 0 there. Groups of 7 in 20, I can make 2 groups of 7, which shares out 14 with 6 remaining. And then how many groups of 7 can I make from 63? I can make 9 groups of 7 from 63. And now I've got my answer. I do that times the numerator, which in this case is 4. You might be able to do it in your head mentally, or you might want to use the column method for multiplication. Either method will be fine. 9 times 4 is 36. 4 times 2 is 8. Add on my 3 is 11. My final answer is 116. And last question for me. Adding fractions, again, something that we're quite well versed on now. We're quite good at it, hopefully. Find your common denominator. 5 is a factor of 20, so I can make 20 as my common denominator. Times 5 by 4 to get to 20. So I did the same with my numerator, which would give me 4. Times them by 1, because I didn't do anything to my numerator. My denominator didn't change. 1 times 1 is 1. 5/20 is my answer, or in its simplest form, because they're both divisible by 5. 1 lot of 5 makes 5, and 4 lots of 5 make 20. So in its simplest form, it would be 1/4. So they're my 10 questions. I'm now going to put on the screen your 10 questions, very similar to the ones I've just done. I've just changed the digits. This is where you're going to pause the video. You're going to have a go at answering these 10 questions, and then once you've answered them, you are going to play the video again, and I will then take you through the answers to see whether you were correct, whether you got full marks. Good luck. Pause the video now. Question number 1. 7 times 8 is 56. If this side of my calculation is 70, I need to find the difference between these two amounts here, which is 14. So both sides now both equal 56. Question number 2, something equals 1 take away 0.5. 1 take away 0.5 is 0.5 or a half. So your answer in here would be 0.5 as well. Question 3, 9 squared, 81. That's 9 times 9. Question number 4, you were dividing by 1,000, where I was multiplying by 1,000. 3 zeros means 3 places. I'm dividing, so I'm going to the right. The 1 moves into here. The 2 moves into there. Put your place value holders in, not forgetting your decimal point. So the answer will be 0.021. Question 5, Bossart method for division. 3,426 divided by 6. Badly drawn line there. 6 into 3, 0, exchange the 3. 6s into 34. Well, 5 lots of 6 make 30, with 4 to exchange. 6s into 42. 6 times 7 is 42, 7 full groups. 6 into 6 is 1, so your final answer is 571 without remainder. Question 6, multiplying a decimal by a whole number. 36.7 times 3. Draw your lines in. Put your decimal point in before you start. 7 times 3 is 21. 6 times 3 is 18. Add on your 2 is 20. 3 times 3 is 9. Add on my 2 is 11. 110.1. Question 7. 5, 4, 6 at this side. 900 at this side. Get from here to a nice multiple of 100. So the next 100 number would be 600. To get there, I've added 54. 600 to get to 900 is adding 300. In total, you've added 354, which makes the calculation balance on both sides. Question number 8, long multiplication. 718 multiplied by 28. Put your multiplication sign in. Again, draw your lines. 8 times 8 is 64. Exchange the 6 up here, 4 down in your ones column. 1 times 8 is 8. Add on my 6 is 14. 7 times 8 is 56. Add on your 1 is 57. Circle your 2, put your 0 down. 2 times 8 is 16. Change the 1. 1 times 2 is 2. Add on your exchange is 3. 7 times 2 is 14. 4 add 0 is 4. 6 add 4 is 10. 7 add 3 is 10. Add on this exchange would be 11. 5 add 4 is 9. Add on that exchange 1 is 10. 0 down, exchange the 1. 1 add the 1 is 2. Final answer is 20,104. Second to last question. 5/6 of 132. 132. I need to divide by 6. 6 into 1, 0, exchange the 1. 6s into 13, I can make 2 groups of 6. Exchange the 1. 6 into 12, I can make 2 groups, and then 22 even, times 5, which is your numerator. 5 times 2 is 10. Exchange the 1. 5 times 2 again is 10. Add on the 1 is 11. Your final answer, 110. Last question. A 6 add a third. 6 in my common denominator because I can times 6 by some. Sorry, I can times 3 by something to get to 6. 1 6 remains the same because I times them both by 1. 3 times 2 gets me to 6. 1 times 2 is 2. Add them together would give you 3 6. or its simplest form, because they're both divisible by 3, would be 1/2. They're the answers for the 10 questions. Hopefully you got 10 out of 10. If not, hopefully you've spotted your mistake and you can aim for 10 out of 10 next week. I'll see you tomorrow for the problem solving.